Hi, let's talk about building a successful roadmap for service culture transformation. My name is Ron Kaufman, and for more than 30 years, I've been helping leaders, teams, and organizations accomplish exactly that, engineering successful transformations of service culture in countries, cultures, industries, and governments all over the world. The roadmap that has emerged to achieve this is available to you in the book I wrote called Uplifting Service, the proven path to delighting your customers, colleagues, and everyone else you meet, and has been condensed with a lot of case studies in the white paper called Engineering a Service Culture Transformation. Both of these are available to you online through ronkaufman.com. While an implementation roadmap requires planning and time and sustained execution, the architecture to achieve this is very clear. There are three essential components. Number one, uplifting service leadership, ensuring that the top people on your team understand, have bought in, and are aligned that building this uplifting service culture to be strong and sustainable and deliver value and results over time, it's a top priority. So that leadership can provide the ongoing clarity in direction and protection for the culture. That's exactly what the roof of a house is intended to do. Number two, building a strong foundation of actionable service education. Teaching people what they did not learn in school and now absolutely need while they're in their occupations, while they're at work. For example, schools don't teach what is a customer? What does it really mean to create value for someone else with the action that you take? How can you become more proactive, more responsive, or more personalized in the service that you provide? How do you collaborate effectively with the internal service that colleagues need to do with each other? And the third essential component is called the 12 building blocks of service culture. These are vital areas of activity that are already existing in every large organization. But the way the activities are done, the way they're refined, the way they're connected, the way they're upgraded over time, may or may not be supporting the culture you want to build, sustaining the behaviors that you need to see, and aligned with each other to give you the strength that allows your culture to grow over time. For example, in building a real house, all of the building blocks are the wood and the steel and the cement and the wire and the pipes and the windows and the frames. But it's how you put all that together that provides what needs to exist between a foundation of teaching people how to create more value with the service they provide and the leadership team that's ensuring that this culture will grow, sustain, and thrive over time. Now, why go through all this effort? Why is it important to actually do this? And of course, number one is to improve customer experience, to create more value so that your customer base becomes more loyal, doesn't run away. You reduce the churn. So people come back as loyal customers. So they recommend you to other people, they refer to other people. And over time, they don't just become your customers, they become your partners in your sustained long-term success. Number two, improve employee experience. Develop the people that you have to their optimum capability. Help them grow their careers. Attract the best new people. Become the employer that other people want to join. And then retain the good people you've got, because everybody else in every other organization is going to want some of your top performers. You want to build the culture that they don't want to leave. And one day, if they do leave, well, they're going to go out there as huge advocates and ambassadors for your organization. And number three is to improve your company itself, today and for the future. Improve the community in which your company finds both its customers and the people who work inside. Improve the community that you would call your industry. Upgrade standards, improve performance overall. Improve your nation. And if your vision is big enough, as mine is, let's improve the world. Now, you may be in a very rapidly changing industry, and so you realize that a strong and sustainable service culture can become a competitive advantage for you, even as the environment itself constantly goes through change after change after change. You might be facing some intense competitive new pressures, new entrants, changes in technology, changes in product, changing in the customer expectations. And you need a culture that can be responsive and adaptive and collaborative and adjust and still create new value in that intense competitive environment. You could be fast growing, where you had a great and strong culture at the beginning when you were a startup, but now you're getting so much larger, so much faster, and you want to sustain that culture over time. You could be in a merger or an acquisition situation where you've pulled together groups of people from a variety of different already existing organizations and you want to build a new culture. Or you could have a burning platform. You could be losing staff. You could be losing customers. And you know that you need a significant and sustainable change. That architecture that I've shown you works as long as you and your team are willing to do the work. And that's why it's called the proven path to delighting your customers, colleagues, and everyone else you meet. Now, I'm often asked questions about this, and one of them that comes up most frequently is, what's the single most underestimated barrier that slows down successful large-scale service transformation? And the answer to that is lack of leadership alignment. If you don't have the key members of your top team agreeing, yes, creating a strong and sustainable service culture is a top priority, and learn enough about this particular approach or any other approach to say, yes, we see that that has worked and it can work in our organization. Let's do it together. You need a leadership team that's aligned on the intention and on the methodology, but also strongly aligned and sustain that alignment, because as you implement, not everything's going to go perfectly and you will need to adjust. What you need is the leadership team aligned together to ensure that that adjustment and improvement happens. The second question is the fact that we're in a highly technological world. And how can leaders maintain a human-centric, human service excellence entity organization while at the same time integrating automation, new technology, and AI? And the key to this is always remembering that the people you serve are human beings. They're real people. The people you serve are not other pieces of technology. You're not serving an AI. You are serving humans who are getting value from the service that you provide. And so you'll need to build a culture of humans that are dedicated to that result. So when you have a strong culture of people who understand that the action we take is to create value for other people, and that uplifting service or service excellence is thinking about and taking the next action to create more value, not just for someone else or a customer, but for people you care about, then the tools can change today and into tomorrow. But it's the people serving other people that becomes your differentiator, your strong and sustainable strength. Third question is, yes, but in some industries or in some markets, employee turnover is really high. So how can I sustain the culture if I'm not able to retain my people over years? Well, the answer to that is you've got to find a way to make this easy to learn and fast to apply. You want to build this culture in a manner so that somebody joining the organization within the first week, they're able to say, I get it. I see what this culture is about. I've already learned things about how we do it. It's already got my creative juices going. I want to contribute to this, so that within the second week, you've already got a new person on the team that's fresh blood, that brings new energy, rather than somebody who may decide you're the wrong place to work after all. And of course, another way to reduce turnover is to keep the best people that you've got, retain them. And how do you do that? By building a culture where they feel proud to work where you lead. And the fourth and final question for this short session is this. If I had to help you define a practical 12-month, 24-month, 36-month roadmap for a company that is beginning a service culture transformation journey today, what would be the top 3 priorities? And the answer to that, well, I've just shown it to you. Number 1, get your leadership team aligned so that they can provide the direction and the protection for everyone inside your organization as they show their commitment to building the culture. Number 2, plan and customize and then deploy a foundation of service education. Teach people what they need to know about creating more value for other people they serve, and then show them how that applies to their department, their function, their job, their role, and the other human beings their job is to create value for. And then number 3 is develop your service culture building blocks. Do the assessment, do the internal audit, look at what you're already doing. Get rid of the things that are sending the wrong message, strengthen the ones that are actually performing well, and then gradually introduce new activities that are entirely connected to other building blocks and the education that you're providing. Now, when you're interested, when you're ready, this implementation roadmap for you to succeed, this proven framework is available to help you. And the resources are available, a lot of them are complimentary, at ronkaufman.com. I am Ron Kaufman, and my job, my role on this planet is to help people learn how to create more value and take better care of themselves, of each other, of their communities, and of our world for today and tomorrow. I'm grateful to you for this time together. And I wish you the very best always.